This video is sponsored by Established Titles.
Do you remember much after that, after hearing the shots?
I screamed a bunch,
Okay,
and then I really started freaking out, oh my God.
okay.
And then after that,
This video contains the interview of a woman whose father shot her ex-boyfriend who had been forcing his way into their house. In 2019, Allyson Duckro broke up with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, James Rayl. His attitude had begun to change, and she had grown tired of the verbal and mental abuse. Soon after, Rayl moved to California, and Duckro didn't expect to hear from him again. But in 2022, Rayl returned to Ohio. He contacted Duckro, wanting to meet. Something about the way he spoke made Duckro nervous. From her other friends, she had heard how much he had changed since he had left, and he had almost completely alienated his friend group. On July 31st, he showed up at the house. Duckro shared with her parents. While concerned, they were reluctant to call the police. They had known Rayl for several years, and there had never been a problem. Instead, they chose to speak to him through their Ring camera and ordered him to leave. Instead of complying, Rayl tried to force his way through the door. A 911 call has been released where Duckro verbally worries if he is there to kill her, which isn't unwarranted. Many women are killed by previous partners. Mitchell Duckro warned Rayl that he was armed, but the situation continued to escalate. Finally, Mitchell Duckro pulled the trigger, shooting Rayl 3 times.
All right, Allyson, my name's Angie. I'm an investigator here, and I just want to talk to you about what happened today, okay? If you need to take a break during any of this, just let me know. Do you need to use the restroom or anything? Okay. If you'd like to have that where you most certainly are welcome to it. All right. Anytime we interview anybody, we just kind of go over your Miranda rights. It doesn't mean that we think you're in trouble. It's just so that you know that you have rights and what they are. I'll let you read along. Okay. And after each one, I'll ask you if you understand it. I don't think you're stupid. I do that with everybody, okay?
okay.
All right, first one is you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand that one? Okay. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that one?
Yes.
If you cannot afford or hire an attorney, one will be appointed to be present with you before questioning if you wish. Do you understand that one? I just need you to say yes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
sorry.
okay. And you can decide at any time when I'm talking to you to exercise these rights and not answer any more of my questions or make any more statements. Do you understand that one?
Yes.
Okay. And is it A-L-L-I-S-O-N?
Y-S-O-N.
Duckro is understandably subdued as she has read her rights. While she is still in shock, it is almost certain that she feels the actions her father took were justified. Whether or not this is the case, the Miranda warning clearly states that anything can and will be used against you. This is not based on whether you are innocent or guilty, even if she is confident about her innocence. Duckro should have waited for a lawyer. And with that said, let's take a short break to hear what today's sponsor has to say. I've been partners with Established Titles for some time now, growing my stranger kingdom 1 square foot at a time. For those of you who don't know, Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. For the past few months, I've gotten different members of my family lord and lady titles, and they absolutely love it. Established Titles packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. They also work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts, as well as plant a tree for every single order you place. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes a great last-minute gift, too. Established Titles is actually running a massive Black Friday sale. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will probably be right next to my plot. Go to establishedtitles.com/stranger10 and help support this channel. Plus, you can get 10% off any purchase with the code STRANGER10. Thanks again to Established Titles for sponsoring this video.
What's your date of birth, Allyson?
1/14/2000.
And spell your last name for me.
Duckro.
And do you live at that 27?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's just kind of start off from the beginning. What happened today?
You want like my whole day or just?
Yep, go ahead, we'll start your whole day.
Me and my mom met my mom's friend for breakfast.
Okay?
And we were there from like, I want to say like 9 to like 10:45 probably.
Okay. Where'd you have breakfast?
Perkins.
Here in Sydney?
Yeah. And then we dropped her off.
Where does she live?
Oh goodness, she lives over by the fairgrounds.
Okay.
I don't know her like
Okay.
actual address.
That's okay. Just by the
Yeah,
fairground?
by the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And then after we dropped her off, we went to the Speedway that's over by that little mini Pizza Hut. I don't know that address either.
That's okay. You're probably talking to the person with the worst addresses in the
Yeah,
county, so.
That's how my mom is.
By the Dollar General?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think we pulled into the driveway after that. I went like 10:59 or 11, like on the nose. I was like, wow, we were there for 2 hours.
Okay. So when you left Speedway, you went up over the bridge
Yeah,
by Lehman
yeah,
and
then we
then
just
turned
went
down
straight home.
Cisco?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then
And you got home, I'm sorry, what time?
like 10:59 or 11 exact. It was one of those two.
I won't hold you till
No,
1 minute.
I remember stupid stuff when I get
Same.
nervous.
Same, that's okay. Like I said, if you need a break, just let me know. Let's take a breather, okay?
And then we got out of the car, and then like we were at like the first little step to get out of the porch, and this car like whips into the driveway like 2 seconds later.
Okay. Did you recognize the car at first?
No, not at first. We were both like, well, who's that? And we were like, I don't know. It's like, well, hurry up and get inside, because that voicemail from last night had already scared me.
Okay, let's talk about the voicemail real quick.
Okay.
Who was the voicemail from?
James.
And did you call him James? Does he go by James?
Yeah, that's his legal name. Yeah.
Okay, is that what he goes by?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Okay. What time did he send you a voicemail?
11:30 or 11:40 last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had called me prior and I didn't answer because I'm like, I'm not getting into that. I was like,
So you recognize the number when he
Yeah.
called?
yeah,
Does it come up James on your phone
Yeah.
or his number? Okay. Do you know his phone number?
no,
That's okay.
not meant. It'll be in my phone.
That's fine. How many times did he call before he left a voicemail?
I think it was just once because I was asleep.
Okay.
So I don't know if it had run prior and I just woke up on the last one before the voicemail, or if it was just the one time and I was like up.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he called, you ignored it, and he left a
Yeah.
voicemail.
Yeah.
What did the voicemail say?
Well, he was making like a weird noise at the beginning. I don't know what it was. And then he kept saying, hey, I want to call you. You should call me back tomorrow because I know it's late. And he just kept saying after that. And I was like, that's a little weird.
Okay.
Because I know how he usually talks, and it wasn't like that at all. Usually he's weird. He was a nice kid before this.
Okay.
I don't know what it was.
And then how do you know James?
School.
School. What school did you go to?
Fairlawn.
Okay. You guys were in the same class?
Yeah.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2017. I was a year early, but he would have been 2018.
Okay. And did you date him, or how long did you guys date?
Okay. So it was like an on and off thing for a couple of years.
Okay.
I want to say in total maybe like a year and a half if we added it all up.
Like all through your high school years or after you graduated?
It started in high school and then it went out of high school.
Okay.
Just very briefly.
Okay. On and off, were they bad breakups or just
No,
kind of?
we stayed friends
Okay.
every single time, so I don't.
And when was the final breakup, approximately?
Let's see, we moved into the house. I want to say maybe 2019 or 2020. I'm not positive.
Okay. What caused that breakup?
He was just being a dick.
Okay.
Sorry,
No.
I'm sorry.
We're all adults here. You can say whatever you need to say.
He was just being rude all the time, and I was just like, I don't want to put up with it.
Was he ever abusive physically or
No.
mentally?
Well, maybe mentally a little bit. He would just get in my head a bunch.
Duckro gives the details about her relationship with Rayl. For her, it was a fairly casual relationship. Rayl may have seen it as something more serious. It is a common story. One partner can't believe that a relationship may be over and becomes increasingly upset when the other person will not get back together with them.
When he got mad, what kind of things? Was he aggressive at all?
He would just tell me everything that was wrong with me. He would say that nobody was going to love me anymore. Stuff like that, because he's a child, but...
Okay. Would he scream those things to you?
No, it was all over text and everything. He would never say it to my face, which...
Okay. So you broke up in 2019. Did you remain friends after that?
Not that last time, no. I said I didn't want to have anything to do with them anymore after that.
But are you Facebook acquaintances or anything like that where you could have kept on the eye on what you were doing?
I had blocked them on everything that I could have.
Okay. And then the voicemail or the call last night, when's the last time you had talked to him?
It was either the beginning of last year or the end of the year before, because my cousin had been living with us for a little bit,
Okay.
and him and my cousin were friends, so he came to pick him up. And I told Clay, my cousin, I was like, hey, did you tell him that I'm not comfortable with him being over and everything? He was like, yeah, that's fine. And then that was it. But I never, personally said anything to him.
Right. What's Clay's last name?
Duckro also.
Okay. So are they still friends that you know of?
I don't know, because Colton, which is Clay's brother, had just pulled up messages to show one of the detectives you had, and I guess James was asking Clay about me.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were still talking or if it was just a hey.
Do you know what kind of questions he was asking him?
The only one that I saw, because I glanced, I was like, probably shouldn't be doing that, was can you give me Allyson's address?
And when were those texts sent?
Last night is what Colton said.
Okay. So James, do you know if it was before or after he left your
I
voicemail?
don't know. I didn't see
That's
the
okay.
times on it.
So he texted Colton.
No, James.
He texted
I'm sorry.
Clay.
Yeah, James texted Clay, and then Clay sent those to Colton because Clay lives in Cleveland.
Okay.
Colton lives in town, so Colton would have been able to do something sooner.
Okay. And he wanted to know your address specifically on the one that you saw.
Yeah, I mean, there was a flurry of messages, and that was the only one I saw, but the one guy got a picture of him. I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. There was a lot of people in your
Yeah.
house today. Okay. Did he give him your address?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope not.
All right. But do you think he knew where you lived because he'd been there before with Clay?
It was just that one time, so I don't know if he remembered it,
Okay.
or I don't know.
Your car that you guys were in today, was that your mom's
That
car?
was my mom's Jeep.
Does he know your mom's car? Like if he
I don't
had
know. I
been,
know he knows my car.
like if he had seen you guys riding around
See, that's what I thought, because he was right there.
and you said he pulled in right as you
Right
got
as
to
we
the
pulled
steps.
in. So, I mean, he had to have either been sitting somewhere and seen us, or he was just already following. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything.
Right. You don't remember him
Yeah, I
following you
don't. I didn't. I
specifically.
wasn't oh no.
Right. When you guys pulled in, did you get right out of the car? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm very anxious.
Okay.
I'm in and out. I can't.
That's fine. Okay, so you got into the house, and then what happened?
As soon as I got up to the door and was walking inside, that's when he got out, and I seen him walking up, so I slammed the door really fast, and I locked it. And I told Mom and Dad, so Mom yelled downstairs and got Dad upstairs for us.
Okay, so Dad was downstairs.
Yeah, he's in the basement.
You have a finished basement?
Yeah,
Or, okay,
that's
like
his little
family
area.
room. Dad's cave?
Yeah.
Okay. So then Dad came upstairs? Does he know why he's coming upstairs at that point?
She said James was here,
Okay,
and he already had told Clay that he didn't want James back at the house.
okay. When you were dating James, did Mom and Dad like him? Did they get along with him?
They have, yeah.
He was respectful of
Yes,
them?
yes. Very,
Okay.
very nice, never did anything to make her be like, you know.
Did James get along with his family?
With his mom and his stepdad, yeah, I'm not sure about his biological dad.
Okay,
Because
so his
I
mom and
know
dad
they
are
were
divorced?
separated, yeah.
Okay. Do they live in Sydney as well?
I think his mom and his stepdad do, I don't know about his dad.
Okay. What's his mom's name, do you know? If you don't remember.
I
it's
don't,
okay.
I'm sorry, it's been
It's
a
okay.
couple,
So they live in Sydney. He got along with Mom and stepdad, but not so much Dad?
yeah, as far as that's what it came off as when he was always talking about him.
Okay. And your family, he was always respectful of them?
Yeah, very nice.
Do you know how he acted when he was told, possibly by Clay, that they really weren't comfortable with him being there?
No.
You hadn't, Clay didn't tell
No,
you
but
anything?
he's not a talker anyway.
Okay,
So,
okay. Keeps everything to himself?
yeah.
Rayl seems to have had a decent relationship with his own family and Duckro's. Nothing indicates her father might have felt any animosity toward him. The only behavioral change that is mentioned is that he began to act negatively near the end of their relationship. Usually the disturbing actions that Duckro describes occur immediately after the breakup. It is unclear what made Rayl choose to act now.
Okay, so Dad comes upstairs. Where is your downstairs door? I didn't go all through your house. So if you
Did
come
you
in
see the garage door at all? I don't know.
if you go in the back sliding glass doors?
Yeah, so we're in that little room where the sliding door is,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go out to where the living room is, and there's that little hallway right there.
Okay,
The garage door is right here, and
okay,
then that little chute where the laundry room is, and then the basement door is right there, right next
Okay.
to it.
all right. So he came upstairs,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
And then I kept looking at Mom, I was like, I'm just gonna call the cops. I was like, I don't wanna deal with it. I was like, there's no use, she's not gonna listen. She's like, no, don't do that, don't do that. And then we tried talking to him through the ring a couple times, and he just, like, had his head down, his hand behind his back. And Dad's like, well, I don't like that.
Did he knock at first, or was he
He
just standing
kept
there?
ringing the doorbell.
So he did
Yeah.
keep ringing the doorbell? Okay,
And once the ring doorbell rings, when you start talking to it, it just starts recording.
okay,
So you can hear Dad and Mom both, because I was like, I don't want to talk to him. Saying, hey man, like, she doesn't want to talk to you, it's best if you just leave for right now. If she wants to reach out, she will. And he just stood there and kept ignoring him. So then Dad went out through the garage, and he didn't go around the corner or anything, he just stood there and was like, hey man, trying to get him to answer, and nothing. And then he started to fiddle with the door handle.
okay.
And Dad's like, I don't like that. So he goes and gets his gun just in case.
And where does Dad keep his gun?
In his bedroom, I believe. I think it's in the nightstand next to his side, but
Okay.
I'm not positive.
Okay,
So he's standing there, we're still talking to him through the ring, saying, hey, you need to stop. And he's like, now he's like really busting on the door. So Dad goes over and starts holding it shut. But I don't even know how, because you saw my dad, I hope he's a big man. He starts like overpowering my dad, and I'm just like, okay.
so your dad's on the other side of the door
Yeah,
physically
yeah.
holding it shut?
Oh, I was already on the phone with 911 at this point, I forgot that.
That's okay, that's okay.
And she's trying to get my information. Dad's holding the door. Mom's freaking out. And then, like, I don't know how he broke the glass of the door, but he, like, broke the glass. The door frame, whatever that's called, the jamb or whatever, splits off. He's starting to get in. And then I freak out and I go run and hide because I didn't know what to do.
Before that, were you all in the living room?
Yeah, we were all standing right there next to the fireplace. Me and Mom were.
Okay.
Over here. He's still at the door. I didn't even see when he shot or anything. I just heard it. I literally hit most of the time.
That's okay. I probably would have done the same thing. And then, do you remember much after that, after hearing the shots?
I screamed a bunch.
Okay,
And then I really, like, started freaking out. Like, oh my God.
okay.
And then after that, well, then our two neighbors rang over because they heard the shots.
Okay. If you're looking at your house, was it the neighbors over to the right or to the left?
If we're looking at the house, it would be the ones on the,
Okay.
that side.
The north side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. Neither am I.
And then, they start trying to go over to him to see if he's okay, and Mom's yelling. She opened the window and said, "No, don't go over there," because we didn't know if he had anything.
Right.
And we didn't want them to get hurt. We didn't want them to get injured or anything if he shot back up, so they stayed there. And then I think maybe like 5 minutes later, then you guys all got out there.
Okay. Do you know, so if Dad's holding the door and he broke that frame, I did see the frame was all busted, and he was kind of pushing your dad off of the door?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't remember, you don't remember, but did Dad take a step back, or
I don't
before
know.
he shot, you don't
I
remember?
don't know. I didn't. I honestly, I wasn't even like seeing him.
Okay. And then after it was over, where did everybody go? Where did Dad go?
He set the gun down and walked away.
Okay.
I
Did he
think-
go out the front door, or did he
No,
kind of come through the kitchen and open?
I think he stood in the kitchen.
Okay.
Mom grabbed me because I was going to throw up. And then we sat on the living room floor for a little bit. And that's it. I think that's all that happened.
Okay. Do you know if he was on any drugs, or has he ever done any drugs that you know of?
He has done drugs.
Okay. Do you know what his drug of choice is?
He liked to do acid a lot.
Okay.
Duckro isn't able to give many details because she was in another room while the break-in and shooting occurred. The security camera footage helps with an account of the actions, and a 911 call has several instances of Duckro speaking to her father in the background. Both sound as if they are afraid of Rayl's intentions. When asked about his drug use, Duckro admits that Rayl has frequently used acid. It is possible he has also used other drugs, and this may explain his mood changes and actions.
Back then, I don't know about recent, because he moved out to California not too long ago and then came back, so I don't know if he like started something while he was out there.
Gotcha. When did he come back? How long has he been back in town, do you know?
I want to say maybe a year.
Okay.
It's not too long, but not like recent either, but
How long was he living out there?
maybe about a year also.
Okay. So back then when you were dating him and kind of friends with him, acid was his...
Acid and weed, and I don't know what else he did other than that.
Was he ever on meth or heroin or anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think he would have told me because he knew I didn't like it.
Right. And that was his car that he was driving that you know of?
Last time I saw him driving a car, he had a red car.
Okay,
So I don't know about.
that's fine. And then you guys just kind of went outside once?
Yeah, they had us go sit out
Officers
in the
came.
back. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm really sorry that this happened to you today. This is not how anyone wants their days to go, for
Yeah.
sure. Is there anything about him that you think we should know, about his personality? Has he ever threatened anybody before? Was he like a
No,
fighter?
I thought he was always very nice. I mean, he worked out all the time. I don't know if he did any boxing or anything. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, he was okay in high school, but then after he came back from California, he just was different. Like his close friends or whatever, he just started treating like crap, and nobody wanted to deal with it.
Do you know if he had a current girlfriend?
Not sure.
All right. We brought your phone back,
Oh.
so they said you gave permission.
Yeah.
I do have a form here, if you don't mind signing,
No,
that just
no,
gives
no.
us permission formally that we
Yeah.
can look at it. And we'll get it back to you as soon as we can.
You're fine.
And if you can just write your name, and then in this space here, put cell phone and your
Okay.
phone number,
Okay.
and then if you can put your password,
Okay.
and then sign the bottom for me. And we will get that back as soon as we can.
Oh, it's fine. If it's helpful, I don't care.
What they'll do is download it, and we'll look at it. Probably I think you played one of the Ring
Yeah.
videos for,
I was thinking that before that one on the ring, there should be another one where he just kept ringing the door.
Where he initially started.
And I'm pretty sure it should have recorded that one also.
did he call out to you or anything when you got there?
No, he literally did not even say a word, which was, it like put my little radars up on him.
When you were dating him, did he ever have any obsession with weapons or?
Mm-mm. I don't even think he ever wanted to own anything. Well, no, he did talk about wanting to get a CCW a couple times when we were younger.
Okay.
Oh, right here.
Yes, please.
Because I'm pretty sure that his stepdad was really big into, like, guns and everything, but I don't know about him.
Okay. And then your password,
Yeah,
it's all spelled out?
yeah. It's all words, yeah.
So when you bring up your phone
Yeah.
and it has the number
yeah,
thing?
It's not a number, it'll be a keyboard.
Okay. All right. Before you leave, I'll go grab that.
Okay,
just to
yeah,
make sure.
yeah.
Okay. And is it all lowercase letters?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
This is I'm so stupid. I don't know why I'm thinking of it.
Nope, no question is stupid.
I don't know what to do about work
Are you supposed to work today?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I mean, do you not want to go, or where do you work?
It's called Riverside, but people always know what I say when I say Vision Mark.
Okay.
It's over there by Cargill.
Okay. Did you talk to the counselor a little bit out there at your
Just a
house?
little, yeah.
Okay. I believe she's going to be here, so
Okay.
if you want to talk to her some more. I mean, that's going to be completely up to you. Are they strict or something about missing work, or is that what you're worried about?
Yeah, I don't want to lose my job.
I mean, if you're asking if you're allowed to work, you can.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
we're not.
I didn't know like what I could do and what I couldn't do because I never.
No, you're going to be allowed to do whatever you normally would do. We're not going to, I cannot expect to tell you you can't leave your house, or you can do whatever you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, I didn't know what was okay.
Right. If you.
Duckro is cooperative, believing that the evidence she has can only help her case. Since she is not under arrest, she is free to return home and go back to her usual schedule unless something changes. Officers who were trying to pin him and get him to drop his weapon. Jordan didn't give up without a struggle and ended up shooting both Officer James Rowe and James.
Need an excuse not to go in because you want a day. I mean, if you're seeing a counselor or something, I'm sure that they could probably get you something like that. But if you want to go to work, absolutely, you talk to your family tonight and you guys kind of discuss.
Yeah, I mean, if I call and they'll be like, well, why? And I don't know what to tell them.
You could just tell them you have a family emergency.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't want to get anybody else in trouble.
Who would you get in trouble?
I feel like I can't really, I don't know if I can talk about things.
You're not going to get anybody in trouble. You know how today's society is. Unfortunately, this is probably on Facebook.
Probably.
Because people, they won't know details, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm glad I stay off of it. I don't.
And I would probably suggest.
Yeah, I don't get on it anyways.
Because people are ignorant and they'll have their own stories and it'll sound 10 times worse than it is. So yeah, I would just avoid it. Unfortunately, the news travels way too fast.
Yeah,
And
I'm worried about like names being in the paper and the news. My dad's scared that people are going to come after him.
who would come after him?
I don't know. He's already anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And he's worried that he's going to have to look over his shoulder for all of us.
Does James have friends that would be kind of like that?
I don't think so, no. But he's paranoid. I think, and it's okay. But
Yeah. Does Dad get treatment for his anxiety at all?
he should.
But he's not currently. Okay.
I tried to talk. I was like, if you go, I'll go. And then I went by myself.
And I would highly suggest that if you have a therapist or a counselor that you trust, well, we can hook you up with one if you'd like.
Probably.
Okay. I'll talk to the Victim Services Advocate and we can get you into some counseling. I would highly suggest you go. This is a big deal. But you go at whatever comfort level as far as, if you can go to work. Will it end up in the paper? Sydney on a Sunday afternoon, not much goes on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big place anyways. Everybody knows everybody here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Real,
I know how it'll be.
realistically, it'll probably be in the paper. It'll probably, there'll be names.
I figured. I was trying to like calm him down about it because I felt bad.
Right. Well, you guys as a family probably should do counseling as well. But if they don't want to go as a family, then you definitely
I'll go by myself.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll talk to Mom. Okay in here? Can I get you? Okay in here? Can I get you?
I don't think
You know, bag of pretzels or anything?
okay.
You had Perkins, so that's going to hold you over
Yeah,
for a
I'll
little
be
while,
full for a
right?
while.
Did you have anything good? They have pretty good food there.
If it would have ruined it today, it would have been better.
The whole day.
I
You couldn't
know.
even get a good breakfast.
I know.
The investigator has made Duckro feel comfortable, and she confides that she believes her father is paranoid and suffers from anxiety. She probably doesn't think anything of it, but in a case like this, that kind of information has the potential to do a lot of damage. After an investigation, a grand jury voted 8-1 not to indict Mitchell Duckro for the death of James Rayl. Rayl's family, led by his sister, was angered by this decision and claimed that Rayl deserved justice. Thank you for watching. Check out my Patreon link in the description below and drop a like on this video. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. I'm always curious to read what you thought of the case.